is where we want to go with just the tip of our knife and make a nice clean cut up into this section here. Okay. What you don't want to do is going too far and cut it up through here. Right.
We use scissors yesterday. Should we use those again, or should we use a knife?
Oh, do you have one?
Scissors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that too. Okay. That's the way they showed you yesterday? So make your snip up here and then just cut it through?
Well, we snip from the bottom and then up.
Okay. Yeah, that works just as well.
Yeah, exactly.
What's that?
From anus.
Yeah. So, by the way, I'll just tell you, I have different variety of knives to use. Get used to using yours first, foremost. You should have fillet knives, and the fillet knives you're looking for are the bending flexible ones. Okay. So some 1980, 283, something like that when I first started. I got these cheap porcelain knives. You can tell how they've been whittled down to almost like a needle, but they're great for little things like this because, you know, as I keep taking it to the guy, he says, "Are you sure you don't want to buy a new knife? Are you sure you don't want to buy a new knife?" I said, "No, I'm okay with this." So it is difficult when it's so small like this to keep a sharp edge on it. You know, it's pretty good, nice and sharp, but the flexibility and the ability to get in there into the tip is really good. Small knife. You know that by probably knife skills wise, you're not supposed to have your finger on top. So this is more your action for chopping and things like that. But when you're doing butchering work and fillet work and things, that's the only one time when it's really acceptable to use your finger on it like this. Japanese will chop with the santoku knives that don't have much of a rock to them, and they chop like this because that's the way they learn. But here in French kitchens, we don't do that. So it's more like the grip where you're pinching right at the bolster right there. So what you're going to find with these, you want the control of the tip of the knife. So anytime you're filleting or if you're butchering, you're going to carve this way with it, right? So you want to have the control of the tip of your knife. So it's perfectly acceptable to use your finger on the top back part of it. Okay? I was going to say, otherwise you could just say it's okay for somebody else to use it. If these happen to be in a big group where they're really sticky and slimy, by all means rinse them off cold water, pat them dry, clean surface. But these, they're in pretty good shape. Okay.
Chef, it does not have the like. It's kind of like the sole. Yes, they have like a very very strong sternum. Like right here. Does that have this?
No, not really. No, it's much more delicate through here. So the connection point where the two fin joints are, it's very easy to cut through. Okay. There's a little bit right here.
Because that was the thing that I couldn't use a knife. I had to use scissors yesterday. Was for that.
So you could go through these because they're smaller fish and they're more tender. Great. Even on salmon, right in between the two fins right there, it's pretty easy to get through. Okay. So nice and clean. The whole idea again is that you don't want to disturb any of the guts. You get up in here, you can snip through. Clip right at the connecting point of where the gills were. Okay. As I open it up, you can see where they connect up on the top, the gills, right on that bone part up to the top of the skull, top of the skull up there. As I'm kind of opening it up here a little bit along the sides, both sides here. Be able to come in, pinch that, and basically lift it right out. Okay, so much easier. Like so. Yeah. Air bladder. Yeah. Okay. The gills, all the internal organs. Probably what it had for lunch last. You know, things like that. The nice thing about the farmed ones is that they will usually purge them before they send them out, so they won't feed them, and then they will. Just let them go through some fresh water so that they get it all out of their system. I remember as a kid catching trout every once in a while.